Joy, do not look for their favorite toy. Look for your car keys. Sign number 4. Sudden unexplained aggression. Imagine your dog has been a perfect angel their entire life. But today, when you reach down to clip on their harness or gently touch their hips, they suddenly stiffen, bare their teeth, growl menacingly, or even attempt to snap at your hand. How do most owners react? With immediate anger and punishment. Bad dog. We do not growl in this house. Listen to me carefully. Sudden uncharacteristic aggression in a mature adult dog is almost never a behavioral problem. It is a clinical medical problem. Imagine that you are suffering from a terrible ruptured disc in your back and someone walks up and slaps you hard on the spine. You would probably scream or lash out. If your dog has hip dysplasia, spinal issues, or an internal infection, your gentle caress suddenly feels like a violent electric shock to their nervous system. Their growl is not a display of hatred or dominance. It is a desperate defensive reflex. It is their only way of screaming, "Please do not touch me. My body is breaking." Before you call an expensive behavioral trainer, call a doctor. Your dog hasn't suddenly turned evil. They are just broken and hurting. Sign number 5. Head pressing. This is the critical, terrifying signal I warned you about at the very beginning. If you ever walk into a room and see your dog standing completely motionless, pressing their forehead flat and hard against a blank wall, a closed door, or the side of the sofa, this is not cute. They are not playing hide and seek, and they are not feeling guilty. This phenomenon is known in the veterinary world as head pressing, and it indicates that the animal is experiencing an unbearable, agonizing level of intracranial pressure. This terrifying symptom can be caused by severe neurological damage, a growing brain tumor, severe toxic poisoning, or late-stage liver failure where toxins are literally flooding and attacking the brain. The dog feels like their skull is quite literally going to explode, and they push their head against a solid, unmoving object in a desperate, futile attempt to physically counteract that internal pressure. Do not wait a few hours to see if they snap out of it. Every single minute that passes, irreplaceable neurons are dying. This is a veterinary code red. It is not common, but when it appears, it is an absolute emergency. Sign number 6. The blank stare. If your dog is entering their golden senior years, you must pay extreme attention to this. Do you catch them staring blankly at a white wall for long periods? Do they walk behind a piece of furniture or an open door and suddenly seem to forget how to reverse and get out? Do they pace aimlessly in endless circles in the middle of the night? This is not just getting old. This is canine cognitive dysfunction, the canine equivalent of Alzheimer's disease or advanced dementia. Their brain is physically aging, shrinking, and losing its vital connection to spatial awareness and memory. The dog is living in a constant terrifying state of confusion and anxiety, often worsening as the sun goes down, a condition known as sundowner syndrome. Ignoring this mental pain is cruel. They are trapped inside a failing mind. While there is no magical cure for cognitive decline, early detection changes everything. There are specific medications, brain-stimulating puzzles, and specialized diets rich in antioxidants and omega-3s that can dramatically slow the progression of the disease if caught early. Do not let your best friend get lost in their own mind. Sign number 7. Social isolation. Dogs are inherently pack animals. Their safety, comfort, and entire reality revolve around being physically close to you. If your Velcro dog, the one who usually follows you into the kitchen, the bathroom, and everywhere in between, suddenly starts disappearing, you have a problem. If you find them sleeping under a dark bed, isolating themselves in an unused bathroom, or hiding in the back of a closet where no one goes, an ancient alarm bell is ringing. In the wild, when a wolf is severely sick or injured, they intentionally separate themselves from the pack. They do this so they do not slow the rest of the family down and to make themselves completely invisible to passing predators while their body tries to heal. When your domestic dog hides in the dark, they are telling you they feel dangerously vulnerable and incapable of defending themselves. Conversely, sometimes the exact opposite happens. An independent dog might suddenly become excessively frantically clingy, shaking, and demanding to be held constantly because they feel their internal systems failing. Any radical sudden change in where your dog decides to rest is a massive red flag. Seek them out. Sit with them quietly and find out what is breaking inside. Sign number 8. The tense bridge. You might notice your dog walking differently, but you can't quite put your finger on it. Instead of their normal relaxed gait, they are walking with a distinctively hunched or roached back. Their spine is curved upward toward the ceiling. Their belly is tucked tightly up into their rib cage, and their head is held uncharacteristically low to the ground. They look like a tense, furry bridge. Many owners mistake this posture for the dog just feeling a little bit cold or acting fearful. In reality, this hunched posture is a glaring physical manifestation of severe pain. Most commonly, it indicates a critical spinal issue such as intervertebral disc disease, IVD, where a disc in their back is bulging or rupturing, causing agonizing nerve pain with every step. Alternatively, this exact same hunched posture can point to severe gastrointestinal cramping, kidney stones, or a painful prostate issue in male dogs. When the abdomen or spine is in agony, the dog physically tucks their body inward in a biological attempt to protect their vulnerable organs and stabilize the spine. If your dog looks like they are constantly cowering, their body is screaming in pain. Sign number 9. Out of context. Yawning. We all yawn when we are tired, and dogs do, too. But pay close attention to the context. If you are at the vet's office, or you have guests over, or you are gently hugging your dog and they suddenly let out a massive exaggerated yawn while being fully awake and alert, they are not sleepy. In canine psychology, an out-of-context yawn is known as a displacement behavior. When a dog's internal stress, anxiety, or physical discomfort reaches a boiling point, their brain forces a yawn. Why? Because a deep, massive intake of oxygen physically cools the brain, lowers the heart rate, and is the body's involuntary attempt to reset an overwhelmed nervous system. It is a pacifying gesture meant to calm themselves down and signal to you that they are deeply uncomfortable with whatever is currently happening to their body or in their environment. It is a silent scream of anxiety. If you are touching a specific part of their body and they repeatedly yawn and lick their lips, stop immediately. You have found the source of their hidden pain. Sign number 10. The impossible comfort. Think about how your dog normally sleeps. Maybe they sleep in a tight little dug hut shape, or perhaps they love to sleep on their back with their paws in the air. Now, notice if that has suddenly and drastically changed. A dog suffering from hidden joint pain, arthritis, or internal tumors will lose the ability to find a comfortable resting position. You will hear them wandering the house at 3 a.m., constantly lying down, letting out a frustrated groan, standing back up, circling, and trying to lie down again. They might abandon their soft, plush bed entirely and seek out the hard, cold tile floor because the cool temperature provides temporary numbing relief to their burning, inflamed joints. Or a dog that always slept curled up might suddenly only sleep completely flat on their side, keeping their legs rigidly straight because bending their knees or hips has become too agonizing. When pain steals their sleep, their body cannot heal and their immune system crashes. Sleep deprivation in dogs accelerates aging rapidly. Do not ignore the restless sleeper. Now you hold the key. You finally know how to speak their secret silent language. If you detect any of these 10 cries for help, your very first step must be the veterinarian. A simple blood test or an X-ray done in time can literally save their life and spare them months of invisible torture. But the second and arguably more important step is lifelong prevention. So many of these agonizing conditions from severe arthritis to cognitive dementia can be delayed, managed, or entirely prevented if your dog is provided with the correct daily routine and the right biological fuel. Getting older does not have to be a synonym for suffering. If you want to ensure your dog lives not just a long life, but a vibrant, pain-free one, you need to understand how to protect their joints and their mind. Click the link in the description to discover the specific daily habits and nutritional changes you can make right now to guarantee your best friend enjoys the dignified, joyful, and healthy senior years they so deeply deserve. Thanks for watching and like, subscribe, and share, please.